Hello, hope you have all been happy, healthy, and safe. We are going to do a pick your pile reading today. So we're going to pick, as usual, three piles. Whatever pile you are drawn to. The timestamps will be down below in the comment or in the description box. So take a moment, pick your pile, whatever number you are drawn to, and we will get right in. So for pile one, we are going to call in the energies, your spirit guides, your angels, with whatever message needed to hear, you need to hear today. Okay, so to count of three, calling in your spirit guides and your angels. Okay, perfect. All right, so just give me a moment here and we will figure out what's going on. Okay, perfect. All right, so just give me a moment here. Shuffle the card and we will go through what I'm picking up here. Okay, so you have in your first pile you have the Dreamer, you have the Emperor, you have the Four of Earth, okay, and then you have an Impasse. Okay, so in your recent past, I do believe perhaps there was someone that was affecting you, maybe sitting in their Emperor energy. So they were in charge of your structure, your foundation. So this could be either a boss figure or a husband figure, someone in kind of a leadership role, like they were controlling the finances, they were controlling I feel like they were just controlling a lot. Okay. Now I'm feeling maybe there was some sort of separation or divorce from this leader. Okay. And that has left you in this Four of Earth energy. So, and I do believe that you're still carrying or holding on to this a little bit now in your current energies, okay? Even though this was your recent past, I think it was fairly recent. So a separation, a divorce, something like that, something where yeah, it could be a separation from a job, it could be something like that, right? And I do believe this has caused a bit of redirection, like an impasse in you moving forward. Like you almost feel like you've just come to a sudden halt, like everything's just stopped. Okay. And it feels like right now you are in the energy of figuring out what your next steps are. So where you are going, what you are doing, and that sort of thing. Okay, in your current, very current energies right now, you got the Eight of Air, and it says self doubt, confusion, free will. Okay, and we'll expand on that. Then moving on, you have the 10 of fire. So it does feel like you're overworked, stressed. There's some sort of imbalance here. It does feel like that, okay? And then moving on, though, you do have success, recognition, and enthusiasm. However, reading them with the other cards, I'll go a little deeper into that. And then you have the begin now, take your first steps. Okay, so reading the cards, so I do feel like whatever this was in the past, okay, like your recent past that kind of brought you into this halting energy, this impasse energy, I feel like it's created a lot of self-doubt for you here. You feel like a little bit like you're confused on which way, which direction you should take, where you should go. But spirit is saying you do have free will in this situation, okay? But it does feel um, like this is all your mental mind. Air represents the mental, like what's going through your head. So you're doubting yourself, you're a bit confused right now, okay? And 10 of fire, I'm feeling you're overworked, you're a bit stressed, and you're burnt out basically. You're just burnt out. Um, yeah, it feels like you're just exhausted. I'm feeling like, and this is in your passions, um, your desires, your yeah, fire's really your movement, your it feels like you're literally burnt out. You're just like, oh god. Okay. Now, spirit, you have the sun card. So spirit is saying you do have the ability to pull yourself out of this energy, but a lot of it has to do with your mental mind. So it has to do with your perspectives. You're pulling yourself out of like, you see how this person, they could easily just knock over the swords because they're just stuck in the snow, they're just sitting there. But it's almost like with the impasse card that they're not seeing the swords as so easy to pass. If that, they're making it like in their own mind, they're making it way more difficult than it has to be. Okay, so that's kind of what that's saying. So you can pull yourself out of this energy here, but you have to remember you can just knock over those swords. They're just stuck in the snow, like not even far in the snow. Those are really tall swords, and there's only like a little itty bitty bit in the snow, and the snow's probably a foot deep, right? So you have the power to knock over those swords and move past. And you see how those swords are just sitting in that basket there. You have the ability to stick them in the basket and just keep moving forward. But so that is what spirit is trying to say. But you have to end certain, I feel like certain thoughts, certain behaviors, certain mentalities. Um, it feels like you're very habitual. Like it feels like you do. Yeah, you have a really set routine, and it feels like you have to do these things at exactly this time. Like you have to, just for example, you have to clean at a certain time, or you have to cook at a certain time, or you have to bring the kids to school at, well, of course you do, but You know what I mean? Like, it's like you just have to. There, it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of flex in your routine. And Spirit is saying you need to take your first steps now in figuring out how you can move past these, because it really does feel like self-limiting blocks. It doesn't feel like it's something that's somebody else is putting on you. It feels like blocks you're putting on yourself. Okay, so Spirit's trying to say you can have new beginnings, but you have to end certain behaviors and certain patterns first. Okay, and they want you to do this starting now. Okay, and we'll get just sort of some feelings here. How you're kind of feeling in this moment right now. And then maybe how you can move past that. Okay, so yeah, you're feeling unappreciated. Okay, so for those of you I'm picking up who are in a divorce or a separation of some sort, you were feeling very unappreciated in the whatever type of relationship this was. And remember, it doesn't have to be a divorce. Not for all of you, it won't be a divorce. It could be a separation from a job, or it could be separation from a friend, or a family member. Take that as it resonates. But it feels like you were very unappreciated in this relationship. So you basically decided to move on. Oh, excuse me. Spirit is saying time. You need time. It feels very much right now like you feel you're running out of time. It kind of feels like, yeah, it feels like you never have enough time. Okay? And you're afraid it's too late to take action, but Spirit is saying it's not. You can begin any time to move past whatever this is, right? You need to get that mentality in your head that you can do this. Okay. I do feel that there are you got the unexpected outcome. So it feels like you weren't expecting it all to play out how it actually has, and so now you're like, things didn't go the way I planned, so now you're kind of like, oh my god, now you're like overwhelmed, and you're a little bit on edge about all of this. Okay, so what sort of things can you do? Let's use these guys here to move forward. Okay, and these are angelic cards. Okay, let's see, what can they do to move forward? Okay, so Spirit is saying the situation will improve. Okay, what steps do you have to take? You have to compromise, though. You have to compromise. It feels like it sort of feels like on both sides, it feels like there was a bit of stubborn energy here. Like, on both sides didn't want to budge. Okay? And Spirit is saying, like, because I'm picking up both sides here need to compromise. There needs to be balance. So let's say this is a divorce and there's children involved. It feels sort of like one of you feels like they're doing a lot more than the other side. And it feels a little bit like you need to communicate about this. Okay? You need to come to a resolve about this. Okay? Moving on. What if you do that? What is going to happen? Okay, so you have the planning to a fire. So you have planning, partnering, progress. So there will be progress here for you, I do believe. It may, but it's going to take the two of you. It does feel like something's gonna come in pretty fast for you here in the next little while. And whatever this is, it's gonna create an opportunity for you. It feels like it's gonna be kind of more of a passionate opportunity for you. But it does say you have to answer the call. The time is now. So you do have to begin taking steps, changing things up, I feel, because it almost feels like you're in a bit of a rut. Okay, you're in a little bit of a rut. You're just kind of, impasse, stagnant, and burnt out just keep popping in my head. So it does feel like over this situation you have to compromise something because you didn't expect the outcome to happen the way it did, but it did. So Spirit saying you have to move on because the situation will improve. You just have to get out of that mental space of thinking you can't cross those swords when you can actually cross those swords. Okay. All right. Let's get a surrender card, and then we'll get a message from the universe, I think, for you, and then we'll in pile 1 reading there, and we'll move on to pile 2. Okay. So there's two surrenders coming out for you. So surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. So let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can own your power and soar into your life. Yeah, and this really does resonate with this reading. Okay. Surrender your belief in scarcity. The universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. So, what it's saying here is, I do believe, so yeah. So with this being affecting your structures and your everyday and everything like that. So whether it's a divorce, a job, something else, it doesn't really matter. But it is saying, the universe is saying that you can only move past this when you believe that you can. You can believe that there's more abundance, more abundant. The universe will always replace what it takes away. So maybe you've lost something right now, but something else is going to take its place. And it's usually better than what you expected, right? And yeah, I think that will help you immensely. Okay, let's get a message from the universe, and we will leave the reading there and go to pile two. Okay. Okay, message, please, Spirit. We have to say it to pile one. Okay, so if they once loved you, they still do. Okay, so that's for somebody out there. Okay, thanks for every single time you ever fell in love. Whether or not it was obvious, whether or not it was lasted, whether or not you were loved back, it changed everything. Actually, you're always loved back. You're a changer. So basically, the universe. So what it's saying is, even though there's separation here, and you feel like love was lost and it will never return, remember that at some point they loved you and they probably still do love you, but we can only, somebody says this a lot, one of the other readers that I watch, you can only be loved as much as you love yourself. I think that's how she says it, something like that. So, and that works both ways. So they can only love you as much as they love themselves. So if they have a hard time expressing certain things, maybe they loved you but they couldn't show it, and that's where this unappreciated feeling comes in and you came to roadblocks and that sort of thing. But remember, there's still an element of love there. Maybe it's not the love that you needed, but it was a love that helped you learn and grow and just take the messages and the lessons away and leave everything else, if that makes sense. And it doesn't, I'm not saying like leave all the bad things they did and forget about those, but think back to all the bad things they did or they said or how they treated you and learn and grow from those. Like, really maybe dig a little bit deeper into how you played also a part in letting those things happen, or contributing, or whatever. And you could say, oh, well, it just happened to me, but that's the energy that spirit wants you to move out of. Things don't just happen to you. It no matter what, there's interaction. Everything is energy. So when bad things happen, if we keep letting the bad things happen, we are playing a part, because we do have the power to walk away. And when you say, oh, but if I would have walked away, they could have hurt me. But remember, that's your mental mind. And when you have these thoughts, you're creating that reality, if that makes sense. You know what I'm trying to say? Okay, anyways. Okay. So I'm gonna leave it there. There's food for thought for you. And I'm gonna move on to pile two. Alright. So, moment to clear these cards, and then I'm moving on to pile two. Keep thinking about that. It feels like there's more cards here. I guess because they flew out together. Alright, pile two. Pile two, what do we have for you? Let's call in your spirit guides, your angels. Okay, let's see what we got going on for you guys. Let's use these. Alright, shuffling, shuffling, shuffling. What do we have for pile 2? What do we have for pile 2? Messages for pile 2, please, Spirit. What do they need to know today? Okay. Oh dear. Okay. Get a couple more. Alright, so for your first pile here, representing your recent past, I do feel like you were sitting in your high priestess energy. So that represents our intuition, our wisdom about certain situations, things like that. Patience, maybe you were waiting for something, some of you. And it has to do with your passions, your desires, your movement forward, your passion for prosperity, your passion for commitment here. And then you have the 9 of Earth. So contentment, luxury, independence. So it feels like, yeah, you were sitting in this energy. But it does feel like there are certain endings here. Okay. And yeah, it feels like something has been, because he's doing like a cartwheel. It feels like something kind of has flipped right now. So you were sitting in this energy, but it feels like now you're kind of yeah, so it feels like you've moved more into the 2 of Earth, where you're trying to find balance in this situation. Like, you're trying to get inspiration, you're trying to communicate your goals to the universe. I feel like this is more to the universe. It doesn't feel like you're actually, mind you, for some of you, you might be communicating your goals to a partner, or partners, because you got the 3 represents unions, so more than one person. It represents passions, things like that, just expansion, vision for something new. Um, and as you can see, the ship is moving towards it. Okay, so it does feel like, but it does feel like you're taking a more balanced approach. You're prioritizing more, things like that. What it is moving you to a very, and you got the King of Fire, so it's moving you to a more passionate, bossing up energy, if that makes sense. Like, because kings are all about leaders, bosses, things like that. Now, this also could be a boss, or it could be someone new entering your life as well. And fire is Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, if I'm not mistaken. So it could be yeah, and somebody very charismatic, very charming, very powerful. There's a lot of pink in this. Higher heart, so very loving, very, I'm getting kind of a soft energy. So I do feel like in your current energy, maybe, or this is your energy. Um, yeah. Okay. Let's get some. Let's get some more clarifiers here. Tell me more about this energy, please, Spirit. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you got three cards coming out here. You got luck, you got mischief, and you got memory. So I am feeling that you do have luck on your side. There is a partnership coming in. Okay, however, with the memory and the mischief card, Spirit is warning you that you have to be cautious of, and I feel like this is just give me a moment. So for some of you, this won't be all of you. I almost feel like this is someone specific. You are going to become very lucky very soon. However, Spirit is warning you that to pay attention to those around you who might be causing mischief. Now, also, it could be with the memory card, it could be memories within your own mind of mischief from the past. So be careful not to view delusional mischief. Like, don't think people are out to get you when they're actually not. However, keep your eyes open for people that around you that actually are trying to create mischief. That is a warning there for some of you. It is going to, it does feel like you are making a decision about your financial, your prosperity stuff. Like, so right now you're moving into this lucky time. Maybe you're going to come into a good investment, or something's going to happen that's going to move you into these pentacles here, right? It does feel like it's angelically guided. And right now it does feel like you are moving into a decision of how you can make those pentacles grow even more. Okay? Spirit coming across saying you do need to be in this page of air mentality. You have to keep on being truthful with yourself, being analytical, and being outspoken the way that you are. And what I'm picking up on this is that you are supposed to have a little bit of guardedness to you on these matters. So if there's naysayers, or if there's somebody telling you, no, you can't do this, you can't fail, or you can't win, you're not worthy, blah 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 blah, you're supposed to have the sword up a little bit. In this case is how I am reading this. For some of you though, There is a message coming through that you need to accept truth. You need to, if someone's trying to tell you something, it does feel a bit like you're guarded to this information. So an example here popping into my head is like, say someone is telling you something about someone else. Maybe it's a romantic partner or something like that, and they're saying, their intentions are slightly off. They're they want something. Don't just immediately dismiss that as false. Take it with a grain of salt and be open and observe, is this really true? Because say say they're a bit younger than you or older than you, maybe they're on a different level than you, um maybe they're really good looking or something, or attractive or something, and you're one say you have a lot of money and you're wondering why this person would be interested in you, for you in the first place. Or maybe you don't have a lot of money, but maybe you have more money than they have. Pay attention to why, if they're only using you or if they actually care about you, because sometimes we have an idea of or we want love so bad, or we think that people or whatever can provide for us. Perhaps they're lying about what they have or they're doing or whatever, making themselves look. And in a way, this almost, and this isn't for all of you, this is only for like one of you or maybe possibly two of you. It almost feels like they're trying to trap you somehow into a situation, to gain something. So spirit coming across, cautioning you to make sure that you are logical and balanced, and you won't, because in the past you've been flipped over about situations where you haven't seen them entirely correct, I guess. Okay. Um yeah, I mean, you have the 6 of earth. So I do believe that something is coming in for you uh shortly. This is your very near future. I only read recent past, recent future. So we're talking max 6 months here. Okay? Max 6 months. Max 6 months behind you. Um, yeah, I feel like something is coming in for you, or perhaps I'm reading this for others of you as you're gonna start giving to charity. You're going to start because you're going to start it almost feels like you have already given to charity, and it says that you are going to give more. But for some of you, though, with the 6 of earth, there's a sense that you need to heal giving. So it's almost like you give too much, maybe. So spirit cautioning you, don't not give, keep giving, but just don't overgive. So there's an element for one or two of you there as well, saying. be truthful about what you actually should give and who you should give to. Okay. Let's get just a couple. How are you feeling right now in your current energies? Or how you feel about maybe this situation right now around you. Okay, so you feel like something is irreplaceable. Okay, so and reminiscing. You are reminiscing. There is a little bit of reminiscing of the past. So you do feel like let's wait. Yeah, you do feel like you are reminiscing about the damages from the past. And Spirit says, like, this will be very damaging to you if you continue this mentality. So for some of you, I almost feel like, okay, let's say you were a significant other that was the caretaker in the home, you watched the kids, you whatever, and you were provided for by your other for like many years, let's say, and all of a sudden that got taken away from you. Okay, now moving in, there's somebody moving in that you think can provide for you in the same way. But Spirit cautioning you that you need to, there needs to be equal give and take here. So one side should not be taking more than the other. Because yeah, one side should not be taking more than the other. So it does feel like one party here is taking advantage of the other party somehow. They're trying to take more than they, because they're trying to replace what they had, but Spirit is cautioning you that you need to move forward on your own. They can't replace what you had. You have to replace that on your own, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's get our surrender card and a message from the universe, and then we'll leave pile 2 there. Okay, so for so it feels like, because you got the surrender your desire to control people. Being over controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. So yeah, I'm feeling, I really do feel like this. There's two side spirits. So for one group of you, you are very independent. You have your own financial wealth. You're sitting on this. You need to protect your financial wealth. You need to see people for exactly who they are. You do not need to overgive to any situation. Okay, for the other group of you, so you need to um because there's a little element of controlling controlling the help. Like, you're helping, but you're controlling too. Like, so there needs to be an element there of letting go of that control, like that need to save everybody. Some people need to save themselves. And for that group, if you have offered help to whoever this may be and they're not actually taking your advice, then Spirit is saying, like, um, you know, just let them make their own mistakes. And it almost feels like, for somebody out there, it feels like you have given somebody an opportunity. You've helped them out. You've given them an opportunity. However, it feels like there's an element of deception there. So they're like, yes, I take your advice. Yes, I hear what you're saying. Oh yes, I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to grow. I'm good. Mhm. And then they are actually going and doing exactly what you told them not to do. And I do feel like it is surrounding somebody else. Like, it's almost like you've warned them about somebody and said, you know, they're not good, they're using you, they're whatever, but at the same time they're like, and they're worried about temptation, they're worried about getting something from the other person, whether it be, you know, sexual relations or whatever. They just need to feed their pleasures, or to make them feel maybe youthful or something, right? So because of that, they are not seeing something, okay, is how I'm feeling. And so this is actually upsetting you because you can see and they can't see, but Spirit is saying they need to make their own choices and learn their own lessons. So just let them. If they're gonna fall, let them fall. Let them fall fast and hard, right? Don't control it. Let them learn that lesson. That's what Spirit is saying through this card. Okay? And then your message from the universe. Your message from the universe is... Okay. Your treasure is at hand. So yeah, I do feel like there's a group of you that you're pretty prosperous. More prosperity is going to come in for you. But Spirit, like I said, is cautioning you to perhaps invest in the right people in the right places, and observe who you should give your time and energy to and who you should not, okay? And the message here is, sure, you can always find prettier, handsome, skinnier, wiser, richer, younger, zippier, but more often than not, one learns the most, laughs, the loudest smiles, and the widest with those. I'm not reading that right. Let me put on my glasses. Yeah, here we go again. All right, let me read that again. Sure, you can always find the prettier, handsomer, skinnier, wiser, richer, younger, zippier, but more often than not, one learns the most, laughs the loudest, and smiles the widest with those they already found, especially when they stop looking somewhere else. Actually, zippier is on quite a few lists. Yahoo, the universe, okay? So that is just cautioning you not to judge a book by its cover. Um, if there's someone maybe that you connect with or whatever that is not as handsome or not as pretty or whatever, it is saying that to give them a chance, right? But, you know, take, yeah, yeah, that's kind of what it's saying. It's saying, it's almost like don't overlook the treasure before you, right? Like for the younger, the prettier, you know, because that one could actually be trying to get something from you, and the other one that you're overlooking that maybe, you know, not as ripped or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Um, you might be overlooking them, and maybe that's and that's for just a couple of you. Okay, so moving on to pile 3. Okay, pile 3. What are your messages? Clearing the energy of pile 2. In pile 3, guides, angels. All right, pile 3. Okay. So, hope you have been happy, healthy, and safe. New things coming in, new energies, all that kind of stuff. Living your best life. Learning your best lessons. Okay? Yeah, why not? Right? Okay, let's jump into your reading. Okay, what do you have to see? Spirit's already throwing cards around. Apparently you need that one down there. I'll pick it up. I will. Let me shuffle though and get more. Okay. There's 3 coming out here. We'll take them. Okay. Okay. Clarifiers. I need clarifiers. Okay, let's use these guys for clarifiers. It was raining this morning. It was raining this morning. I don't know if it was raining where you were, but it was raining here. Okay. Okay. In your recent past, it does feel like you withdrawed emotionally from something. Okay. You took some time out to think about some stuff. It feels like within this meditation or this self-reflection or whatever this was, it feels like you felt a little dry, a little like nothing was going to come in for you. Okay? But Spirit says there is a divine plan for you. Literally says that on this card, okay? He is pointing towards the sun. It is dry, hot, mountainous. You know, he's got to get over all these obstacles first along his way before he gets to the sun. And over that horizon, his treasure lays. But Spirit saying you need to trust there is a divine plan, okay? Your current energies, rejoicing in celebration. So I do feel like there is unions here. Maybe there's communications coming in for you, and it's going to make you very happy. This does feel like your destiny, okay? It feels like you're moving on to new beginnings. There is healing for you here in partnerships. And it is because you have overcome obstacles. So, now, for some of you, because we got the Harmony card with the number 6, number 6 is your healing. Your healing of relationships, your healing of your mental mind, thoughts, behaviors, things like that, okay? It does feel like you have moved on, and this doesn't have to be a physical partnership, even though for some of you it is. This could be harmony within the partnership with yourself. It could be business partnerships. It could be stuff like that you have found a little bit of harmony here, okay? And this is leading you to celebrating maybe certain communications or things like that, okay? But there is an element of overcoming obstacles within your energy right now. So it feels like you're kind of in this space right now. So where you are coming up with ideas of how you can cut through this peach and continue on your journey, okay? Yeah. And I'm picking up for some of you, it's been a long journey. It's been kind of a mountainous kind of journey, rocky journey. It hasn't been it's been windy. There's been obstacles on your path, and you've overcome them, but now you've hit another obstacle, and you're figuring out how do I overcome this one, okay? How else are you feeling? Let's get some cards on how else are you feeling right now. Okay, so you have the daydreaming. So it feels like you are daydreaming about certain better times or maybe past times. For some of you, it feels like you are wanting a commitment. So you're wanting a commitment right now. You got the escape card, so you do want to escape from certain behaviors and things in the past that have been holding you back, okay? But right now, in your energy right now, there is a sense of inability to move forward. You're kind of, but you are looking at how you can move past. Let's get a few more here. Okay, yeah, you got the curiosity. So you are curious about certain avenues, curious. You're opening up to curiosity, trying different things out, things like that, okay? You do have anticipation for the future. You're not quite knowing where things are going yet, but you're getting excited about it. You're hoping things will move forward. Um yeah, you're trying to keep a positive um mindset here. It does feel like there might be something around you that's influencing you right now. And these crows are, there's cigarette butts, and the crows are, the one crow's smoking a cigarette. So it feels like maybe around you there's certain temptations or habits that you need to really move past, because these are not helping you at the moment. And you need to change that, and it's in regards to certain partnerships, okay? Yeah, and then you have the distraction card. So yeah, something around you is distracting you, creating a lot of noise and giving the chance for someone else to steal what you have, okay? That's for some of you, I feel like. Okay? And I believe that these things are actually what is going to cause you more obstacles, okay? What you are moving through, you do need to sacrifice something. And she's coming up out of the water. She's pointing to the green, which represents love, and you got the 2. So 1, 2 is 3. So something needs to be communicated here about love. Maybe that's, it's hard, it's murky, it's up in the air, it feels tough. You kind of don't want to do it, but it needs to be communicated here, and it's something to do around partnerships, okay? It feels like you need to go slow and take your time about this situation and moving forward, okay? There's spirit cautioning you, do not make rash decisions right now. Take your time to focus and make a decision about how you're gonna move past this obstacle that is on your path, because waiting for you is harmony. And this could mean for some of you that there's a new relationship waiting for you that will create harmony. So those of you, this could be a partnership or a romantic relationship or a friendship, but you have to end certain things or communicate something first before you can move into this space, okay? This does feel like destiny, okay, for you. All right, let's get some surrender cards. What you need to surrender to move forward on your journey. Okay, so you need to surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with uniqueness and worth that comes from just being you. So yeah, so I feel like this, for some of you, this impasse, this blockage that you're coming into, is regarding another person, and you need to move past that to roll on to your new beginnings, okay? Okay, let's get a message from Spirit, and then we will end the reading there. Okay, so you'll find what you seek. So you just have to give yourself time, okay? It feels like you're just rushing right now, just gonna grab anything you can just to grab anything you can. And if this is a love situation, Spirit cautioning you, don't just grasp on to the first person that pays some interest to you. Okay? Because it almost, there's an element here that it feels like you're not realizing your full self-worth, and you're just grasping onto whoever makes you feel good in the moment. Do you know what I mean? They paid attention to you, so now your attention is on them. However, maybe your attention should be on something else, or yourself, or something like that, okay? If you've ever suddenly found and been loved by someone amazing, awesome, fun, and fantastic, chances are astronomical that you will again. If you haven't yet found such a person, chances are astronomical that you will. It's up to you, the universe. So it's saying, like, maybe you had a good relationship with someone in the past, but you're worried you won't find that again. So now you're just grasping at whatever relationship you can grasp. And Spirit is saying, like, yeah, know your worth and know that a good relationship might come through for you again. So this could be romantic. This could be a job. So maybe you had a really fantastic job in the past. Note that you could have that again in the future. Just don't grab the first thing that comes in. Okay? Alright, cool. Alright, hope you guys stay happy, healthy, and safe. And until next time, we will talk to you again.